Confused and riddled with problems. That's the official finding on Japan's handling of the Fukushima nuclear disaster in March. An inquiry has found that workers weren't trained to handle the emergency, while government delays in revealing the truth meant townspeople were exposed to radiation.
It was the world's worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl, set off by a massive earthquake and tsunami. 20,000 people were killed and many more made homeless. Now a government inquiry has delivered its interim report and found the plant operators TEPCO and government regulators failed to adequately anticipate a huge tsunami and its impact.
Just saying that the tsunami was beyond what we conceived is a denial of responsibility.
The report paints a picture of bumbling workers and government officials scrambling to respond to the crisis, with blasts at 4 nuclear reactors and the cooling systems going offline. In the early hours of the disaster, workers assumed the cooling systems were working, ignoring warnings showing they had failed and a core meltdown was in progress. Workers were untrained to deal with such an emergency, there was no clear manual to follow, and they failed to communicate with each other and the government. The inquiry found the tsunami risk was grossly underestimated, assuming the highest wave would be 6 metres. The March tsunami was more than double that height. TEPCO says there was no way it could have been prepared for the magnitude of the quake and tsunami. The nuclear meltdown meant radiation leaked into the atmosphere, the sea and into Japan's food chain. The inquiry is critical of government officials for using evasive language about the severity of the disaster, meaning people didn't evacuate until after being exposed to radiation. Authorities have declared that the Fukushima plant has been stabilised, but it'll take decades to dismantle completely. Adrian Rochella, ABC News.